Everybody, this is Bo back in the Sports Lounge. I want to say hi to our friends and family listeners all over this great planet of ours. At 1.3 million listeners isn't a bad number. We want to see that doubled, so you guys get to ask the questions. We get to roll with the punches. And we got one of the best here, Mike C. or Ciesnolevics. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Ciesnolevics, you got it right. You got it right.
Well, you know, it took me a year and a half of interviewing you to practice to get it right.
A year and a half?
Well, yeah. I'm not Go ahead.
What is it? Do you guys hear an echo?
No, I don't hear anything.
Jesus, I don't know. This phone's messed up. But anyway, keep going. I hear it, but...
All right, man. Listen, we followed you along for a year and a half, maybe 2.5 years in the IFL. You did wonderful. You get your shot at the UFC. You get in the first fight that you weren't scheduled to fight. They scheduled it because someone backed out. You do a toe lock the guy out in a minute. Then you go against a guy that is known as the Brown Bomber, the Destructor, the Gorilla, and Joe Rogan was very funny with the names. And Joe Rogan has actually been on a lot of IFL's guys' side. He was on your side throughout most of that fight. Fighters fight, stuff happens, and I'm sure people are asking like a billion questions on that fight.
Yeah, it really was horrible. It really wasn't me out there. I mean, I shouldn't have took that fight. Now, I look back and I think about how much weight I cut and why I was excited to be part of the UFC, so I did it. But I look back and it was a bad personal decision for me to try to cut that much weight in a short amount of time. And I had to lose 40 pounds in 40 days, and that was just not where I needed to be to go into a fight in the UFC. So it was a bad situation.
Yeah, you know what was good though is you looked fine, like you were ready to go. You looked a little tired. I like the beard, by the way. It looked sharp.
Yeah, it was. I tried to do my best. I felt like I put my weight back on, but I don't feel like I recovered strength-wise, and I was really tired warming up for the fight, and it was mentally it took a lot out of me to do that. I just wish I would have had my own fight scheduled to fight. They told me I wasn't going to fight till August. Someone got hurt, so I filled in again. And the first time was easy because I fought heavyweight. This time I had to go drop 40 pounds, so it's something I thought I could do, and it didn't work out. And it's something I won't do again. Lesson learned. So, because I really feel like Tomas, he's a really cool guy, and like his corner, his training partners were all really cool to me, and I have nothing bad to say about him, but I don't really think that he's a better fighter than me, and I just feel like he caught me on the right night. I don't think he got the best Mike C out there,
Yeah, you could definitely tell because you were ready to go. You looked a little slow at times, but he wasn't really hurting you. You were recovering well. You were blocking, and then the knee struck, and that was it. And it was the same Mike C that we saw up to that point because the guy was wearing out. Did you see the video yet of the fight?
No, you know what? I refuse. I wouldn't see any pictures or the video, and I'm not going to watch it because it's just it's actually depressing because I worked so hard to get in the UFC, and then I go out there and do that, and it just I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty embarrassed about it. I was pretty embarrassed about my performance, so I didn't even watch the video or see a picture or anything online. I totally stayed away from it. Well, I was trying to put it out of my head like it never happened,
Yeah. Well, fighters fight, and you grow from what you've been at. You made one mistake for yourself, and you just, cutting weight was in 40 days. Heck, if I could cut.
It was a bad business decision on my part. I just was excited. I love the UFC. I want to be part of it. I love the MMA, and I was like, I'm going to do it. But I mean, I had not made 205 pounds for 16 months before that since I fought at that weight class. And I usually cut from about 232 to 205. I've never started out being 245, but I had a knee injury, a partially torn ligament on my knee, so I was taking a break. But when the UFC called, I don't know, man. The fighter in me, the competitor, I was like, UFC, they're calling, I got to do it, So I was like, I don't care. I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to cut the weight. I'm going to do this, and it just my will to do it was overtook what my physical capabilities were to make it for that fight.
Now, you brought up a good point here, is the capabilities of the fighter. For what your body has to go through to drop 40 pounds, it is extreme starvation that you have to go through. You're pulling all the nutrients and all the extra fat cells out of your body. What is that like? I mean, you had to be wearing a wetsuit for 40 days straight.
You guys don't even know, like, where I lost, I dropped 18 pounds in that span of body weight, just dropped 18 solid pounds of weight. And believe it or not, I know it sounds crazy and guys won't believe me, but Rory Markham and Ben Rothwell were with me the whole time. The last 24 hours, 22 pounds. And I was in the sauna cramped up. I mean, I was in Vegas. It's already 100 degrees there, but I was in a 200-degree sauna with plastics and sweats and beanies and just crazy stuff, like stuff that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. And I was like, what am I doing, man? You know, the weight didn't come off like I thought it was going to, because, like I said, it was over a year since I made the 205-pound weight class. And it's just, I don't know, my will to do it. Like I said, my will to do it. I was like, yeah, I want to fight. You know, I'll fight anybody. Let's do it. But I just, coming off a knee injury, coming off being a heavyweight, coming off not fighting at that weight class for so long, it wasn't meant to be, you know. And like I said, I'm trying to take anything away from Tomas, because he was really cool, respectful guy. If I'm going to lose to someone, I'd rather lose to someone like that. But he didn't get the best of me out there, and he knew that too, because he was even like worried. The day before, he goes, "Are you going to be able to fight?" You know, he was talking to me. We were cool. He's like, "I don't think you're going to be able to fight like this," you know. And yeah, she talks to me at the weigh-in. She's like, "Man, I don't know if you're going to be able to fight. Take a drink, do something," you know.
Yeah.
It was bad. I had to get IV fluids after the weigh-ins. I was throwing up. I knew it was really bad when I started dry heaving in a 200-degree sauna, and I couldn't dry heave because I had nothing to dry heave up. I pushed my body to keep the limitations, you know, of where I needed to be. I actually don't feel like I recovered for about 4 or 5 days after the fight until I felt normal again.
Yeah, I mean, it was
bad. It was bad, man. There's nothing good came out of it for me.
Well, you saw Randy Couture drop weight to fight Chuck Liddell, and it backfired on him because he's much healthier as a little heavier weight. In those famous, matches, is that he wanted to come down and take on the Iceman, and it just, your natural body weight kicks in, especially as you get older. Your body wants to maintain a little extra pouch and a little extra
You know
safety.
what it is for me too? Yeah, for me too. It's the IFL. When I fought in the IFL, you think about it, I was fighting every 6 to 9 weeks, so constantly in shape and training and ready. I knew when my next fight was. But when I fell under, I went 8 months fighting in small shows, and I'm not going to cut to 205 pounds to fight for a couple $1,000 in a small show. So I was waiting for the right fight to come along. I just, like I said, I just kind of outgrew the weight class for that amount, for that period of time, you know. And I didn't have the IFL special to keep me in. We fight 9 times in 2 years, you're in check with your weight, you know. It's like you're constantly having to make that weight. You can't blow up, and you don't blow up. But, you know, I could fight at heavyweight with no notice, but to make 205 in any less than 8 weeks is going to be hard for me, you know, to really change my body composition.
Now, where does this right now set for you for the UFC? They've got you coming in as seconds. Is there talk about you bringing you as a primary to get you ready for one particular individual?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. I missed part of that question.
Okay, the UFC. In the UFC, what are they talking about? Are they still going to put you on as seconds? Or are they're trying to set up a primary fight?
Well, actually, right now, I don't know if you guys know this, but the MMA Weekly did an article. My UFC actually released me. They told me it's going to be temporary because they have such a high roster, and they have 200 guys on the roster. 150, so they're cutting guys after every show. And I just recently got released, and we're going to bring you back. Just get a couple wins. We got iron some people on the roster. So I don't know if it's legit. I would imagine they're going to bring me back since it's built in twice on short notice and won one and lost one. I couldn't see myself being permanently released. But I don't know what's going to happen, you know. So as of right now, I'm a free agent.
Now, with your free agency out there, just like in the NFL, now do you have a chance to go back into what mixed martial arts is out there that really has a big draw for someone with your experience, something that's big that can draw you in and get you ready for a couple wins?
Yeah, you know, the thing with me is what I want to do is eventually I want to get back to the UFC because I feel like I need to redeem myself, and I didn't put a good performance, so I want to show them, you know, exactly what I'm about. Give me a fight like 8 to 12 weeks out like these other guys are getting, and let me train and peak for a fight and do the things the right way, and, you know, and if I lose because someone's better than me, then so be it. But, you know, I've had a lot of goals when I started fighting. You know, I wanted to fight in the UFC and win, and I did that. I wanted to get my black belt from Pat Miletich in his system, Miletich's fight system. I just did that. I just got my black belt from Pat. You know, I wanted to be a world champion, and in a way, I did that as a team world champion twice in the IFL. You know, one of my other goals I had was to fight in Japan. I always wanted to fight in Pride, and Pride's no longer, so I'd love to fight in Dream or Sengoku or a show in Japan. I just think the martial arts is big over there, and the warrior spirit, and the samurai spirit, and all that. It's just something I want to experience. So that's a goal. I really want to go to Japan to fight.
Yeah, it looks like it's the big hot ticket. I know Ryan the Lion Schultz was over there. It seems like a lot of athletes are slowly looking at over there. The ones that are there want to come back now because